Hi there. Some people think that primary school children don't need calculators, but I disagree. If you want to explain to a child that the division symbol and the fraction symbol kind of mean the same thing, the best way to explain it is just to get a calculator and type it in. Say you had 10 divided by 5, you get 2. But then instead of pressing the division button, what if you press the fraction button? 10 fraction button 5. You still get 2. And that division button there kind of looks like that fraction button. And those little dots kind of look like the places where you would put the 10 and the 5. And that's actually why the division button looks the way that it looks. That is a fraction button, really, in disguise. So when you're explaining what division is, say you had 20 divided by 5, you're explaining that that means how many 5s are in 20. And then if you do it with the fraction button, 20 fraction button 5, you can also explain that that means how many 5s fit in the 20. And if it was, say, a half, 1 over 2, is that still a division? Well, it is, because it means what fraction of the 2 fits in the 1. It's still how much of that thing on the bottom fits in the 1, and it's still a half. 1 divided by 2, still a half, still how many 2s are in 1, not all of a 2, just half of a 2. So it still means the same thing. And then there are the variables. So let's say I want to store this 4 as the variable x. See, it said 4 and it said store as x. Now I've stored 4 as x, and I could have x plus x, alpha x plus alpha x, 8, because it's really 4 plus 4. But then I can store a different number as x, say 5 stored as x. And children very quickly get the idea that you're just storing numbers in the place where the x is. And then you can still use it and you get a different answer every time. So this store, STO, it really helps remind children that you're just storing the number temporarily as the variable. And then there are these functions that you can put in. I think in primary school, they don't use the proper notation for functions. They say a function machine, and they've got this little square box and it multiplies things by 7. It'd be much better to have f of x equals 7 alpha x. And then you're using the proper notation right away. You're multiplying whatever the x is by 7. And then you can see all the 7 times table there, because you multiplied whatever the x was by 7. When x was a 1, the f of x is a 7. When x is a 2, the f of x is a 14. And it's really f of 2. You put 2 in where the x was. So you can really explain the notation as well as what functions are. I always found those function machines that they talk about in primary school completely unhelpful. And when children go on to write f of x and g of x, they've completely forgotten about function machines. It doesn't help. Much better get the proper notation right from the start. Put the mode back to beginning. There are a few other nice things here. There's time and there's powers. Children are always thinking that x squared means multiply whatever the x is by 2. 3 squared, they think, oh, that'll be 6. But really, once they start typing it in, they soon get the idea that that's 3 times 3, because they can try it and see what the answer is. And they don't have to ask an adult if they've got a calculator. They can use the calculator to work these things out. So that's why I think calculators are great for primary school. Thanks for watching. Bye.